Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to a brand spanking new edition of Rave Diaries and Tower Block Tales with yours truly, Uncle Doug's in the car today, as you can see. As always, before we go anywhere, big up everyone that's been watching all of the previous editions of Rave Diaries and on the other playlist, the Run Come Follow stuff. Love to you all the likers and commenters, and all the subscribers, both old and new. Welcome back and welcome to the channel. So today's Rave Diaries and Tower Block Tale isn't really a rave diary or a tower block tale really as such, but yeah, I'm going to tell you anyway because I think they're funny stories that you lot will enjoy. So it's about getting recognised when I'm out and about. It doesn't happen a lot. I'm not going to pretend that when I go to Tesco's they have to close it down, or you know, when I go to Hamleys they have to shut it down or any of that. But obviously, you know, when I'm out on a Saturday night I get recognised because I'm in a club usually where I'm playing, but now and again during the week I do get recognised by ravers and followers of the scene and the culture and all of that. So it's happened on a few funny occasions. Like, you know, it happens now and again in Tesco's or, you know, on the tube or stuff like that. But I've picked three separate occasions that are quite amusing and quite mad. One of them actually got us out of getting nicked. One of them got me out of a parking ticket. And one of them's just a nice story. So, right, what one am I going to do first? Number one, I'll leave the not getting nicked one till the end. We'll start with a nice one, all right? So, when I first met Sarah years ago, the first date we went on, I took her to London Zoo, right? So, a few years later, must have been maybe 4 or 5 years later, maybe, I don't know. Let's say 2013, round about then. I thought, do you know what happened? I bought her a meerkat for her birthday. That's how it started, right? I bought her a meerkat in London Zoo for her birthday. So we went to London Zoo and we rekindled our first date. And when they'd look at the meerkat, that, if I'm totally honest, it's a bit of a con because they all look the same and you don't get to call it over and say, hello, Dave, or whatever his name is. It's just there's a load of meerkats and one of them you've paid some money to look at that the other people are looking at your meerkat. Anyway, that's a side story. So we go to London Zoo, we have a lovely day. We're going to walk back towards Camden and get some food because that was what we did on our first date. And so we're coming down, I can't remember if we'd been to Camden or we was going, I can't remember anyway, but we ended up in Baker Street, right? That was where we met, the tube station where we met on our first date. So we're walking down Baker Street. Now, obviously, you guys that are familiar with history, Sherlock Holmes and blah, blah, blah. I think it's 22B Baker Street, and I'm pretty sure. But that is the address, or is it fictional address? I don't think Sherlock Holmes was even real. Anyway, again, it's not important. But it's now like a museum type thing for people to go and learn about Sherlock Holmes. It's a house in a row of houses. And as you walk towards it, there's a massive queue outside one house, which is the home, or the fictional home of Sherlock Holmes. So we're walking towards it, and it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was probably maybe 50 people in the queue outside, mostly Japanese or Chinese tourists, right? Nearly all of them. I don't know if they was all a party, but there was a big group of them. Anyway, me and Sarah walking towards it, and outside is a policeman who's dressed in the uniform of the era of Sherlock Holmes, with the fucking baton and the big tall hat, and he really looked the part. He looked wicked. So as we're walking towards it, we can hear him talking in like an old London style, you know, ye old London kind of thing, to the tourists. He's addressing the tourists and giving them history and stuff, like part of his character. And as we're walking past it, I'm sort of looking at the queue, and obviously we're looking at him doing his little act for the tourists and that. And we sort of lock eyes, and he breaks out I saw his face completely change. He broke out of character. He went, no way, it's Uncle Doug's, like in a proper Cockney accent, like London normal. No way, it's Uncle Doug's. So I just didn't know what to do for a minute. I've looked at Sarah, she's looking at me like, what the fuck? He's just come straight over. He's like, bruv, what are you doing here? I can't believe it. Like, all the tourists are now looking at me and him thinking, what is going on here? This is a madness. So fucking, he asked me for a photograph. So Sarah takes a photograph. I've got it. It's actually in my book. I'll try and dig the photo out and put it here. And now you can see that happened, yeah? But, yeah, he asked me for a photograph. And I forget his name now, the guy. But It was a real mad thing. We only had a minute. We had a quick chat, and he was, "Oh, mate, I listened to your show. I'm a big fan and all that, blah, blah." And I was saying, "Bruv, this is mad." Like a minute ago, you was talking like an old... He's like, "No, but your Uncle Doug's, isn't it?" So as we've walked off, all the tourists are now taking photos of me because they assume that I'm just some famous doodle. Obviously, I'm a jungle DJ that no one cares about in the real world. But the guy who was the policeman, he cared. So I've got a fucking parking warden behind me. This could be interesting. I'll put this on the Run Come Follow of a video if we have a bit of a... Hopefully he fucks off. Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, so that was number one, which was a really nice thing. You know, obviously I'm out with Sarah, we're having a nice day out, sort of reliving our first date, and that lovely thing happened, which was like a little cherry on top of a beautiful day already. So yeah, I'll try and find that photo. Hopefully you've seen it already. So right, number two. So number two, I was up in Manchester. I was playing for... it was a rinse party. No, actually, it was Warehouse Project. It wasn't a rinse party. I was playing at Warehouse Project. The only time I've ever played for Warehouse Project. I don't know whether I played that bad that they never booked me again or whether my face don't fit. But probably more the latter, hopefully. But anyway, I was up at Warehouse Project playing up there. So I got a hotel, me and Sarah again. And we got back home. I'll tell you what it was. I parked the car outside the hotel. And it was on a parking meter, but the parking meter didn't kick in till, you know, one of the ones that start at 8 o'clock in the morning and you can't put any money on them until then. So I was like, oh, it don't matter, it's there, I'll come down in the morning and put some money on it. So we've gone out for the night, we've gone Warehouse Project, got royally messed up, had a right good night out, stumbled back into the hotel about probably 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, but I can't put money on the thing. So I'm saying to Sarah, right, I've got to stay awake until 8 o'clock. I'll go down and put money on the ticket and ta-ta. Anyway, obviously, you know what happens in it. I've sat on the bed, laid on the bed, wake up. It's about 9:30. So I run down to the car. In fact, I looked out the hotel window and I could see there's a parking ticket. Like, oh, shit. So I go down to the car, take the ticket off the car. I'm awake now, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I've got the ticket. There's no point putting money in the meter now anyway, is there? So while I'm standing now, parking warden walks past on the other side of the road, and he looks over, and obviously I look at him, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, mate." Funny, there's a parking warden right behind me now. He's looking not at me, but he's walking the other way. But yeah, hopefully he don't come back to me. Anyway, yeah. So he says, "Sorry, mate. Fucking miss my job." And I said, "Brother, listen, it is what it is. I mean, it's my fault and all that." I said, "You know, the killer thing though, mate. I was only in the hotel. I was out at a club last night and I've nodded off and I've just come down too late and missed it. It's my own fucking fault." And he was like, "Oh, what club was you playing at?" I said, "Oh, Warehouse Project." "Bruv, I was there." He went, "What's your DJ name?" I said, "Uncle Doug." "Oh my God, I can't believe I've given a ticket to Uncle Doug. Oh my God, you're going to claim me on the radio. I'm never going to live this down." I said, "Bruv, no, seriously, look, it's my fault. Don't worry." He said, "I was there last night. I'm always fucking listening to your show, blah, blah, blah." So anyway, I'm like, "Mate, listen, it's lovely to meet you. Fucking don't worry about it. It is what it is. It's like I say, it's my fault." So anyway, I say my goodbyes. I go back up to the room. We check out at 11 o'clock. Come down. He's standing by my car, isn't he? So I walk over there. I'm like, "You all right, mate? Everything all right?" He's, yeah, bruv, listen, I've had the ticket squashed. Basically, I told him that you'd bought a ticket and it had fell down the inside of your windscreen and you've showed me it and it's all been proven. So no ticket, Doug's, mate. Give us a shout on the radio fucking on Friday. So I'm spudding and give him a cuddle and all that, mate. And do you know what? I still give him a shout every week on the radio. Messages pretty much every week on the radio. I've gone to give him a shout now in this video and my fucking mind's gone blank. I can't believe it. What's his name in Manny? I shout him every week. Oh, mate, kids, don't smoke weed. This is what happens when you get to 50. You can't remember stuff. But you know you are, man. Listen, I'm going to put your name under here because it's going to come back to me, right? So you have to pardon my stupidity and ignorance and bad memory, mate. But I'm going to put your name under here. But all the props to you, bruv. We've been friends since. We've stayed in touch since. I can't believe it. I ain't got your fucking name in my mind. But anyway, yeah, big up the Manchester crew. And I'm just sorry that I can't remember. I feel terrible, man. But there you go. But I big him up as blah, blah, blah from Manny every fucking week. Anyway, right, on to story number 3. So this is a classic, this one. So me and my good friend Clive, my broski, yeah, grown up with Clive. Loads of you like out there watching the video will know Clive. He don't really come out so much these days, but a little while ago he was out and about everywhere. So yeah, my bro Clive. So I was playing at Union, I think it was in Vauxhall that night. It was one of the clubs on the thing, you know, along the river there. So basically, the front of the club is on the road, of course. On the other side of the road is, I think it's Victoria or Albert Embankment or something like that, and then you got the Thames. But there's a road that goes around the back, which is it's a road, but it's more like a service road. It don't go anywhere. It's for loading stuff into the clubs around the back and all of that. You could park around there back in the day, but it didn't go anywhere. So there was a park on the other side, and if you cut through it took you to the Vauxhall Tavern. So because I'm playing now, we'd gone in round the back way for whatever reason. I don't know whether because it must have been at Union, because at Union you could let people in round the back door as well, if I remember correctly. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm playing at a club in Vauxhall, and I'm with my mate Clive. It's about probably 2-3 o'clock in the morning, so there's people milling about, but most of the people are either in the clubs or leaving the club. It ain't like a busy period for just like football. So when we've parked the car up and we've come off the main road and we walk round to the back of the club. So unbeknown to us, an old bill car drove past, yeah, and seen us walk into what looks like, I mean, you can use the road to get to places. It ain't that suspect, but obviously it's that time in the morning. Around the area there was a lot of clubs back then, more so than there is now, and there was a lot of dealing and a lot of skullduggery going on in the shadows around there at night. So, you know, I mean, I understand why they'd have looked at us and thought, let's see what these two Herberts are up to. I would have had a rucksack on my back as well, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it probably looked a bit sus. Anyway, we go around the corner, we're just coming up to the club, the old bill car goes past us, yeah, like, so we're walking towards the bottom of a dead end, police car goes past us. As it goes past us, they screw at us, you know, one of them ones, like really slow, look us up and down and all that. So we're just like, but we ain't doing nothing wrong anyway. They go to the bottom, do a U-turn, come back. Now, Clive had stuff that you should, look, Clive had some stuff on him that you shouldn't have, yeah, right? I won't go into what and why and where, but he had some stuff on it, and stupidly he had it in his pocket still. He hadn't put it away or done anything with it, so it's just in his pocket, yeah? The old bill come back towards us, they just pull up straight away right next to us, like, oop, little fucking handbrake. Window comes down. All right, lads, where are you off to? So I sort of stick my head in the window and I'm like, all right, why, what's up? And they're like, where are you off to? I said, well, I'm DJing in a club. The back of the club's there. We're going in the back way. All right, what club is it? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm talking to the passenger because he's on my side. The driver leans over. He looks at me. He's like, brother, are you Uncle Doug's? I said, yeah, mate. Oh, my God, mate. Pirate radio, legend, bro. I used to be on So-and-So FM and all that when I was a kid. I used to love a bit of that. And, bro, I've been listening to you for a year. Mate, he's sweet. He's saying to his mate now, no, he's sweet, mate. He's going to a club. We ain't got to worry about. He's fucking, bro, I couldn't believe it, yeah? So fucking, we've had a quick chat about pirate radio. I'm just trying to nice him up so we can get on the fucking move and get Clive to safety. So we come away from the car, we walk along, they pull off, we're walking. Clive just looked at me, he went, you're a prick, and yeah. I just looked at him, I was like, stop you from getting nicked though, didn't I? And that was that, bro. We bopped into the club. It was like, of all the fucking policemen in the world, like that policeman might be watching this now. I don't even know if he follows what I does. I can't even do now. I can't even remember what his name was. But if that was you, big up, man. Big up you, because that, you know what I mean? I that don't happen, does it? That I've had a parking warden. I mean, the guy at the 22B Baker Street, that was just a nice random. But I've had a parking warden and then a police officer. You know what I mean? Mad. So yeah, it don't happen a lot, but it does happen now and again. And there are 3 occasions that I've been sort of spotted in the wild in me civvies. Yeah, and it's a beautiful. Listen, anytime when I'm out, it does happen now and again. You know what I mean? Like I say, it can be on the tube or wherever, just normal places, normal things. But it's a really beautiful thing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to front it and pretend like, yeah, no, I don't care about things like that. You know what I mean? It's lovely. Like when people come up to you and say that they love what you do, randomly in the middle of somewhere that you're not expecting it, it's a fucking nice feeling. All right. So anytime you see anyone that you look, you know, you because I would do it, that you look up to, that you listen to, that you admire, respect, whatever, don't feel no way to go up to them and tell them, man, because it's a nice thing for them as well as a nice thing for you. And you know, you never know, you might get that photo you was after for all them years or whatever, or just a little bit of a story to tell your mate. So yeah, I would definitely advise going up to people and saying hello if you see them, mate, if they mean anything to you, and show them a bit of love, because, you know, you're going to get the odd one that's a dickhead, but most people are going to be really receptive and appreciative of stuff like that. Yeah, I've had mad other ones. I mean, we've been to Vegas a few times. I've been spotted out there a couple of times, walking down the strip. Some geezer run up to me. He's like, Uncle Doug's. He's got his RCFF t-shirt on and all that. His missus come over. She was like, you left me walking. He went, I don't give a shit. This is Uncle Doug. She went, I don't give a fuck who it is. Oh, man. Then we were standing at a roulette table in 2019 and the geezer come up and he's like, bruv, your Uncle Doug's, isn't it? And I look round like, yeah. He's like, mate, I heard your voice while you was fucking talking to someone on the table. I've Googled your picture. He's got a picture of me next to my face. So, yeah, it's wicked, man. So, please, yeah, if you see anyone you love, whether it's from the scene or just from anywhere, I would say go up to them and just don't be a dick, but tell them how much, you know, you like what they do. And I'm pretty sure you'll get a good response from them, because for me, I love it, man. It's a fucking beautiful thing. Anyway, like I said, it's a different kind of story on today's episode, but I just thought it was a nice little one to tell you about, and they're quite funny versions of a story that can happen to anyone who's in the public eye a little bit, I guess. So yeah, right, anyway guys, don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next episode. Peace and love to you all. Run, come follow Uncle Dougsy, Rave, Diaries and Tab Tales. We're out of here. Peace.